Hello, Jays Nation. Welcome back to your go-to channel, the Toronto Blue Jays News Network. Today, we have 4 jam-packed updates about our Blue Army, which just came to our notice a few hours ago. The offseason is officially underway, and the front office is already making massive moves that will define our 2026 campaign. We know the wound is still fresh. We were so close, barely missing out on that first World Series victory since 1993. But if you are a true Jays fan, you don't want to miss these updates because the road to redemption starts right now. And yes, before we start the video, I request that if you are new to the channel, then don't forget to like and subscribe so that you can stay in the loop with every single roster move as it happens. Update 1. Major roster. Move Gold Glove slugger locked in for 2026 run. All right, let's dive straight into our first major story of the day, and it is some fantastic news for those of us who value elite defense. Fresh off the heels of that devastating World Series loss to the Los Angeles Dodgers, the front office had some tough decisions to make regarding our arbitration-eligible players. With superstars like Bo Bichette and Chris Bassitt testing the free agency waters, there was a lot of anxiety about who exactly would be wearing the blue and white next year. Well, breathe a sigh of relief, Jays fans. The Toronto Blue Jays are officially bringing back one of their absolute best defenders. We can confirm that the team has tendered a contract to our former Gold Glove winner, Dalton Varsho, ensuring he stays in Toronto for his final season of arbitration. This news comes directly from a report by The Athletic's Mitch Bannon, who confirmed that the Blue Jays have tendered contracts to all eligible players for the 2026 season. This list isn't just Varsho. It also includes key contributors like Eric Lauer, Ernie Clement, and Tyler Heineman. Now let's talk about why securing Varsho is such a critical move. We all know he excelled after being traded to us back in December 2022, but his resilience this past season was nothing short of inspiring. Remember, this is a guy who began the season recovering from rotator cuff surgery and then missed another 2 months with a hamstring injury. Despite those setbacks, the 29-year-old still put together a rock-solid campaign. Let's look at the numbers because they tell the story of a player who grinds. Varsho /238, 284, and 548 this season. He crushed 20 home runs and drove in 55 runs batted in. But where he really showed his worth was when the lights were brightest. He made a massive impact in the postseason, mashing 3 crucial home runs when we needed them most. So what is this going to cost the franchise? According to Spotrac, the 29-year-old is estimated to make roughly $11.3 million this upcoming season. That is a significant chunk of change. But for a player considered a key member of the Blue Jays core for the future, it is an investment worth making. It is incredibly positive to see Toronto bring back another member of the team that took us all the way to the World Series. We need that continuity if we are going to run it back and finish the job next year. That is the situation with our outfield defense, but the infield rumors are heating up even more. Update 2. Blockbuster. Prediction: swapping a franchise icon for a $172 million slugger. If that first update was about stability, this next one is about a massive shakeup that could completely redefine our lineup for years to come. We have to address the elephant in the room: our offense. Even though we made it to the World Series, the numbers show we were lacking some serious firepower compared to our rivals. The Toronto Blue Jays had one of the best offenses in Major League Baseball last season, but we finished 6th in the American League with 191 home runs. When you look at the top-ranked New York Yankees, who smashed 274 home runs, the gap is obvious. To catch up, the Blue Jays need to make some serious moves. For a while, we have been linked to big names like Cody Bellinger and Kyle Tucker. But a new report suggests the tide is turning toward a former 41-homer infielder, Alex Bregman. Nick Ashbourne of Sportsnet recently published a fiery free agency prediction for our offseason, and one specific scenario should stand out to every single Toronto fan. Ashbourne believes the Blue Jays are predicted to walk away from free agency with Bregman in tow. But here is the catch, and it is a heartbreaker for many of us. Ashbourne believes that adding Bregman effectively means saying goodbye to our star shortstop, Bo Bichette. The reasoning is that adding Bregman would give the team a stellar defensive infield without losing too much offense, but it would require letting Bichette go, barring other notable moves. It is a massive gamble, trading the homegrown familiarity of Bo for the veteran power and defense of Bregman. Now, how does this fit with the news we just discussed about keeping our roster intact? Well, Ashbourne notes that the Blue Jays currently have two viable third basemen in Ernie Clement and Addison Barger. If Toronto signs Bregman to play third base, Ernie Clement, who we just confirmed has been tendered a contract, could shift over to play second base while Barger heads to right field. This creates a new-look infield that is defensively elite. Let's talk money, because this will not be cheap. Bregman contract predictions are relatively consistent across the board. MLB insider Jon Heyman has predicted a 7-year, $172 million contract for the slugger. He lists the Jays alongside the Tigers and Mariners as potential fits. Meanwhile, The Athletic expects a slightly shorter deal at 6 years and $171 million. There is an interesting financial angle here, too. MLB Trade Rumors predicts a 6-year, $160 million contract. They noted that Bregman reportedly sought $200 million from the Tigers last year. Since he earned $40 million in 2025, getting $160 million in new money would bring him to that $200 million total he originally wanted. It is almost poetic. But the real question for us, Jays Nation, is this. Is it worth sacrificing our shot at bringing back Bo Bichette to get Alex Bregman? Does a better defense and similar offensive output justify losing a fan favorite? The experts seem to think this is the direction we are heading. Update 3. Postseason hero returns. Record-breaking infielder secured for 2026. For our final and perhaps most heartwarming update of the day, we are focusing on a player who absolutely captured the hearts of this city during our October run. The Toronto Blue Jays made a miraculous push to the World Series in 2025, and although the team fell one win short of a championship, it is hard to imagine them getting that far without Ernie Clement. The 29-year-old infielder didn't just play well, he made history. Clement set the Major League Baseball record for most hits in a single postseason, collecting 30 hits during Toronto's journey to the Fall Classic. Think about that for a second. 30 hits on baseball's biggest stage. Clement appeared in 18 playoff games and posted a staggering 411 batting average and a 416 on-base percentage. His on-base plus slugging percentage was .977, and he drove in 9 runs batted in. He elevated his game against the league's top pitchers when it mattered most. As Clement prepares for the 2026 season, the Blue Jays had a decision to make regarding his contract. Toronto technically had the option to non-tender Clement and let him become a free agent, but thankfully the front office did the right thing. The Blue Jays announced Friday that they have tendered him a contract, keeping him with the organization for next year. The team posted on X, stating, "All unsigned players on our 40-man roster have been tendered contracts for 2026, and included a graphic of Clement to confirm the news. This move signals that the Blue Jays value Clement's role immensely. Remember what we discussed in the previous update about Alex Bregman potentially joining the team? If that blockbuster signing happens, Clement's versatility becomes even more vital. As noted by analysts, if Bregman takes third base, Clement could slide over to second base, giving us an elite defensive infield. Clement has proven his ability to play excellent defense at multiple positions, which has been extremely valuable for manager John Schneider. He was even nominated for a Gold Glove this year, although he ultimately did not win. While his offensive production might regress slightly to his regular season numbers, where he batted .277 with a .711 on-base plus slugging percentage, his defense keeps him as a key piece of the Blue Jays moving forward. Plus, Clement still has 3 more years of arbitration, meaning he will likely stick with Toronto and try to help us return to the World Series for the foreseeable future. Securing our postseason hit king was a no-brainer, and it sets the floor for a very strong roster next year. So there you have it, Jays Nation. The front office is officially at work. We have locked down our defensive wizard Dalton Varsho. we have secured our postseason record breaker, Ernie Clement, and we are swirling in rumors about a massive shakeup that could bring Alex Bregman to Toronto. It is going to be a long, exciting winter, and the roster could look very different by the time spring training rolls around. Now, I want to hear from you. The big question of the day: would you be okay with the team letting Bo Bichette walk if it means signing Alex Bregman to improve our defense, or is Bo too important to this franchise to let go? And how happy are you to see Ernie Clement back in blue? Drop your thoughts in the comments down below. I read every single one of them. If you enjoyed this update, please smash that like button. It really helps the channel grow. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss a breaking story about our Blue Jays. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, and as always, let's go Blue Jays.